Hi everyone, and welcome to my Back to Basics series, and today we're talking about brushes. When picking out what brush to use with what product or to do a certain thing, you have to remember a few basic things first. So first off, brushes are usually made with either natural hairs or synthetic hairs. Now, ideally, you would use the natural hairs on dry products, so like eyeshadows or face powders or bronzers. You get what I'm saying. Or you can use the synthetic brushes, so you would use that on liquids. Now, the main reason for using synthetic brushes on things like liquids is so that the hairs do not get damaged. Because they're synthetic, they do not absorb the liquid into the brush itself. They're ideal, meaning if you don't want to damage your brushes, then you use synthetic for liquids and you use natural hairs for powders. But like makeup, it has its foundations, but it's meant to be broken. There are rules that can be broken. That's why you see a lot of YouTubers here that use different brushes for different things. So, for example, this is a normal foundation brush. Now, it is flat and also synthetic and very, very tightly packed. So this is what you would use on your foundation or even concealers versus, let's say, a flat kabuki type condensed brush, which is all natural, but because it's more condensed than this and because it just has more hairs, it's going to have a better blending quality to it. So let's just take a closer look at these two brushes.
So this is the F60 foundation brush from Sigma, and this style of foundation brush is probably the more common style in the market. If you're just starting to learn how to apply your foundation, then I definitely recommend this brush as your first foundation brush. Another pro to this brush is the fact that it is synthetic, so you don't have to worry about damaging it anytime soon. Now this brush is a little bit different. This one's called a flat top kabuki brush, and I got this from Sephora. Now this is my preferred foundation brush only because the natural bristles actually give me a better finish of my foundations. It gives it more of an airbrush and smoother appearance and more coverage.
Now the other brushes I'm going to show you are the other kind of blending brushes or other kind of powder applying brushes for the face as well. So let's take a look.
So even though you see 4 brushes here, there are 3 brushes that are completely identical. The only thing differentiating them is the fact that some are different sizes. Now the second one from the top there, that's white and black, will be further discussed later in detail. But the 3 that are identical, there's really no difference in powder brushes. It's just the bigger the size, it's completely up to you. But for me, I just have all 3 different sizes.
The next set of brushes that you are going to be seeing are other face brushes as well, but they are mainly used for contouring or applying blush.
Now, blush brushes or contouring brushes are based off of preference. So I only have a wide array because I want to have different choices for my clients, but for personal uses, someone should look out for how densely packed the bristles are, as well as the angulation of the actual brush. So if it's a really angled brush or a dome brush, should be taken into consideration.
These two are really ideal for getting that chiseled cheek look. So I'd be using this mainly for contouring right here under the cheekbone, or if you want, you can also flip it upwards or even this way just to apply a blush, a highlight, or just to blend everything together. It's a really, really good universal brush to use. You can use it for literally anything, and if you're going to purchase any kind of face brush other than a foundation or a powder brush, get this brush. It's fantastic. The next kind of brushes that you'll probably see when it comes to applying blush or contour is domed brushes. Now, domed brushes kind of have that roundish tip to them. This is to really get in for a good chisel on the bronzer or contour. They are really, really packed, and the more packed a brush is, the more color concentrate you're going to get, more color payoff. I hope you guys tune in next week for my next Back to Basics video, which is going to be covering 4 main brushes that you'll need for your eyes just to get started on making your own makeup looks.